It has been 6 months since India started its COVID vaccination program. In this period, the government guidelines have gone from decentralization to liberalized centralization and have now come full circle to quasi-centralization. In the process of finding a policy that works, did India end up creating glaring inequities in vaccine distribution? I'm Suraksha, and in this week's Coping with Coronavirus, we look at the controversy surrounding the liberalized vaccine strategy that has been in effect since May. And we ask if the revised guidelines, which come into place on June 21st, can fix some of the problems. On April 21st this year, when the Union government announced a liberalized pricing and accelerated national COVID-19 vaccination strategy, it was a clear shift from the universal immunization program that India has followed since 1985. All the vaccines under India's immunization program have been procured by the central government and distributed to the states and union territories. When COVID vaccination began in January this year, it followed the same principle. The Union government negotiated a rate of 150 rupees per dose of Covaxin and Covishield from the manufacturers and supplied them to its vaccination centers. As COVID cases started to rise in April, with the onset of the second wave, so did the demand for vaccines. Both Serum Institute of India and Bharat Biotech had not scaled up production to meet demand. But on April 21st, the government announced a drastic change in vaccine guidelines. Under the new strategy, the Union government opened up direct vaccine procurement from the manufacturer. The Union government would continue to buy 50% of the manufacturer's output at the old rate of 150 rupees per dose for free distribution. State governments had access to 25% of the output, but with lesser negotiating power, they were forced to buy Covishield at 300 rupees per dose and Covaxin at 400 rupees per dose. A third rate was applicable to private companies who wanted to buy directly from the manufacturers and who in turn could sell it to recipients.
Across the world, there's only one buyer for vaccine, and there always has only been one buyer for vaccine, which is the government. And the government distributes it to everyone. But in our case, for whatever reason that I really don't have the answers to, it was divided responsibility. So I would say it's just a lot of learning and iterating on the go. And of course, a lot of mistakes are made and a lot of lessons have been learned.
One sentence, if I can say, about our response to COVID in general and vaccination as well. The first casualty of COVID has been common sense, right? It's abroad or in India or states or center. We could have done better in spreading out the vaccines much faster.
When the new strategy came into effect in May, one of the issues, as you just saw, was the confusion around vaccine procurement. The other issue that came up was who would be eligible for free vaccination. While the issue of vaccine shortage had not yet been fixed, vaccination was thrown open to an additional 59 crore people, those between the age group of 18 to 44.
ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರತಿ ದಿವಸಕ್ಕೆ 150 ಜನರಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ವ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿನೇಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಮತ್ತು ಕೋವಿಶೀಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಕೋವಿಶೀಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ.
We have been waiting in KC General Hospital since 6 o'clock. So earlier they told us that walk-in is there and they will give us the token, so they asked us to wait. So now they are telling that this token has no value now.
However, unless the 18 to 44-year-olds were part of existing priority groups such as healthcare workers or frontline workers, they were not entitled to free vaccination. This was seen as a violation of Article 14 and 21 of the Indian Constitution and an indication of the first sign of vaccine inequity for Indian citizens. To combat this, several states announced that they would bear the cost of vaccinating this group, creating further stress on their exchequer. In the chaos that followed, vaccine administration took a hit as those waiting for their second dose were competing with the 18 to 44 age group who were lining up for their first dose. States were forced to make plans to deal with the confusion. In its submission to the High Court, the Karnataka government said that it used Covaxin only for second doses at its vaccination centers. The shortage was so acute that priority workers in the 18 to 44 group who were entitled to free vaccination were unable to get Covaxin as their first dose. In stark contrast, private hospitals were opening up slots for both Covaxin and Covishield for all age groups, but as a paid service.
If it is a question of that the private sector is buying more than they're supposed to, then the larger question is why isn't the government buying more? if the expectation that we should buy less vaccines, then we would like an instruction saying buy less vaccines, and that's what we'll do. But honestly, this is what people want and people are willing to pay for. And so we have to get the whole country vaccinated in 3 months. If we can buy more, everyone who can buy more should buy more.
While big hospital chains could afford to stock up on vaccines, several small and mid-sized hospitals who couldn't meet the minimum order quantity or afford to pay in advance didn't receive vaccines, further limiting distribution in Tier 2 and 3 cities.
Some people in Belgaum could get vaccine supported by a hospital chain from elsewhere, whereas local hospitals, we are not able to get the vaccines. People are in fact coming and asking us, when are you starting vaccination in your hospital?
May 1st onwards, if the government had not discontinued the supply of vaccine to the private hospital chain, by this time you would have vaccinated another 30% more people, and all these problems which the hospitals faced and the public faced would not have been there.
On June 2nd, the Supreme Court stepped in and asked the Union government to explain the rationale behind the liberalized pricing and accelerated national COVID-19 vaccination strategy. The link to the Apex Court's observations is provided in the link in the description. Finally, on June 7th, the Union government revised its vaccination policy. Once the revised guidelines are effective from June 21st, the Union government will procure 75% of the vaccines meant for free vaccination by clubbing its earlier quota of 50% with the 25% quota that had been allocated to the states. Following the Supreme Court's observations, the 18 to 44 age group is back in the ambit of free vaccination, but it has been left to the states to decide on the prioritization for this group. In Karnataka, all vaccine supplies to private hospitals will be routed through the state government, making it easier for smaller hospitals to access vaccines. According to the Additional Chief Secretary Health, Javed Akhtar, the government will aggregate demand from all the private hospitals and send it to the centre. A nodal officer will procure the allotted vaccines.
By June 21st, everything will not be in a proper place, but it's the right beginning. May take a week or 2 weeks, then I think things should normalize to the pre-May 1st days, like where there was a seamless supply of vaccines to all the hospitals.
The Union government has claimed that it will vaccinate 100 crore people by December 2021. To do this, 200 crore vaccines will be required. Currently, approximately 1 crore Covaxin doses are manufactured a month, and in the next 8 to 10 months, it is likely to be scaled up to 10 crore doses per month. This is not enough. Unless production is ramped up and efforts are made to source vaccines globally, the third wave might weigh heavily upon us. That's all we have for this week. Keep those masks on and stay safe.